Today I'm going to be going over the worst romance mangas I have read and dropped. There's 8 in total, with a few honourable mentions in there that I'm going to shove in just before I say number 1. And I feel like I might get some shade from some people because they're popular ones. These ones in this list are just not it. They are bad and they get worse as the list goes on. So I'm going to start with number 8, and this one, it's bad but it's not crazy bad, but number 1 is absolute crap and it is the worst romance manga I've ever read. I can't believe this has fandom. I can't believe how many volumes it has. It is a no. Obviously this is just my opinion, so just try not to get offended. We all like and dislike different things, but these are just ones that are no-nos for me. And let me know if you relate to any of these. Comment below if you agree, and comment below if you don't agree, because I'd love to see your opinions and whether you like these mangas. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. What comes in at number 8? Like I said, it is bad, but it's not the worst romance manga, and it is Since When Do Guys Find Divorcees Attractive? I mean, first red flag, the name, the freaking name. I swear, I saw a TikTok panel of it, you know, when it's an edit and people are encouraging you to read the manga, and I was thinking, this looks quite good. Didn't even bat an eyelid at the name. But now, that was the first warning sign. I should have known. And I started this manga and I was thinking, this is going to slap, because she basically gets a divorce when she finds out her husband's cheating on her. She kicks him to the curb, and she does it in such a cool way. And she works at this fashion magazine company, so it was going great. And then this young new employee joins, and I think she's in her 30s. He's, I think, 20. But I can't remember the ages of these, but I know there is an age gap. And he joins, and he's not that fashionable, and she becomes like infatuated with buying clothes for him, changing his look during work hours, and that just being a thing. Their relationship at the start, I was like, this is giving me more like a son than a love potential. But no. This is a love story between these two. It's just weird. It is weird. I dropped this as soon as the story literally was just every day her buying clothes for him and being like, oh no, you don't pay me back, this is on me. Weird. It is odd. Like, it is giving me I'm your mummy vibes, but now I want to be with you. Oh, so I don't even know how the story goes, because it gave me the biggest ick and I dropped it. And the kid is a kid. Like, he does not show any manly qualities at all. So it really does feel like she wants to date a child at this point. I don't understand the fixation of changing him and it being deemed okay. During work hours, she's meant to be his superior. It was an odd story. So that was a no-go for me. And then we have in 7th place, Spring, Storm and Monster. This manga has a fandom. It does. I don't understand the hyperfixation of authors loving to do the incest, step-brother, step-sister situation. It's uncalled for. It's not needed, because this is a step-sibling romance. Why? Why do we have this? Why is this in mangas? This whole story just gave me the ick. We just don't need it, please. And people end up really liking the main guy. I've read on forums because I was so flabbergasted with why this was rated well. People say that he's gone through like a bad past, he's been like abused when he's younger, and he's actually like a good person. Well, what I read, he is the biggest red flag. He is mean to his stepsister and he's not a nice person, and the way their romance formed, it was a no. He was just a bully, and just because you go through bad things, it doesn't warrant you. Like, it doesn't excuse all your bad behaviour going forward. So it's a romance between 2 siblings. I feel like people really do love the couple, probably because of the character development they both go through to get to that point. But for me, I couldn't make it to those chapters, so it was an instant drop. I dropped it. And to be fair, I think the mum, like the girl's mum, was a bit of a red flag. Like, she let her new husband or partner and his son, but they're not actually related or something. I don't know, it's complicated, but she lets them move in and everything without even introducing them to her daughter first, which obviously is an ew. So the whole story is just giving alarm bells from the get-go. Now in 6th, we've got, okay, this is a long name, so I'm going to be reading it. I actually read the wrong name, so it's The Tiger Inches Closer with His Pure Love Sweetly But Surely. Now, this is a smutty manga. It's a Josie, but I don't mind sexually explicit mangas and manhwas. I don't mind. If I'm in the mood for them, great. But this made me want to smash my head against the wall repeatedly. The way they make the female, no. I think I DNF'd this after 2 chapters. I was like, I'm donezo. It's about this woman. She's fed up with dating and she always goes to this ramen shop and she has a bond with the people that work there. And one of the people that work there is a young man. He is a man, he's not a child. And she's a bit like, oh, I think I'm gonna move away and I'm gonna start fresh somewhere. And then he just admits his feelings, and I don't know, it just gave me a bit of an icky vibe. He tries to manipulate her, I felt, and is like, if you go, I'm gonna follow you, when they don't have any bond other than the fact that she goes to the ramen shop. And then even the explicit scenes, yeah, it just wasn't for me. And I feel like she really wants to better her life. She wants to start somewhere new and do all these things, and he is pulling her down. It's like, oh no, I can make your life better, don't leave, and instantly making it all about him, and that's a no for me. And all I'll say is, do not go anywhere near this manga if you don't like smutty mangas, because yeah, this is a situation where there is not much plot. So yeah, it was a DNF for me. Now we've got the only manhwa of the list. All the others are manga, this is a manhwa. This is number 5. This is bad. I can't believe how far I made it through this. I cannot believe it. And it is Awfully Damn Hug, Awfully Damn Kiss. Lord, this is delinquent vibe. And then a girl who's really pretty, but never makes it long for relationships. She always dumps them, she's always bored of them, and this delinquent is messed up, gets into loads of fights, he has a really bad relationship with his dad, and they just become fascinated with each other and they end up going out in the end. It's a long-winded process, but their relationship is built of her just being a bit like, oh, I feel like I want to help him but I don't really like him, and them forming this relationship. And then him just being obsessed with fighting and not helping himself out. Like, this man needs therapy, he doesn't need a girlfriend. And I was on the fence to continue because of the dialogue between them was trash. The story didn't make sense, it was so random. It's giving me alarm bells. This person that commented on my manga video and they told me what happened in this manga. Thank you. And I'm gonna tell you as well. So if you don't wanna know, this is massive spoiler, so skip. But she ends up dating and going out with his dad. She is in school, his dad is an older man, and his dad treats him like shit. So I don't understand how she can go from trying to be and better his life, this guy, and then to dating his dad. It's messed up, it's trashy, what the hell is going on? And it is a drop, such a bad romance. Then, in 4th place, we've got Wolf Girl and Black Prince. Now, I've gone over an analysis of what I thought about this manga in a previous manga video, and I was questioning whether to drop it, and I freaking did. I couldn't go on with it any longer. And this series is loved, and it's got an anime, and people love it. This man is a pure bully. Actually, I need to know. I need to know how far I made it through. I tried. This was probably the one in the list that I held on to and I held out the longest for. And it was a mistake. So if you're reading this and contemplating DNFing, DNF it. I made it to volume 8. There's 16 volumes, so I made it halfway freaking through. He bullies her from the get-go. He calls her dog. And even when they're going out, he calls her dog. He's just a meanie. And I think he gets branded as misunderstood, and he's just not the typical romance manga guy that you get in these shoujo mangas, because he's not, he's very different. But he's not a good boyfriend, and she is always thinking of him. She deserves a freaking king, the female lead. She is just an angel, and I feel like she is always wanting to better him and make his life the greatest, and he is just like, yeah, well, that's great. I'm going through some character development, but I'm still not gonna make extra effort for you. No, it's like rare, like maybe one moment in each volume, he shows a decent side, and that only starts at volume 3. Like the first 3 volumes, he is pure trash. Where is the love for this character? Where are you seeing this? Someone tell me, why do we like him? It's so frustrating, it does my head in. He does my head in. And I'm sad, because again, I think it's that moment where a guy is a bad guy, but he does one good thing and everyone's like, oh my god, now he's amazing. And it's like, no, he's doing the bare minimum. So this is a drop. And I can't believe this is an anime. Oh, another one I had such high hope for, because this one was by the creator of Cheeky Brat, and that was 30 volumes, and I liked Cheeky Brat. This, however, is a no-no. This is bad romance and it's not good writing, and it is Stray Cat and Wolf. She is a child. It's about a girl moving to Japan, and she's lived in a mountain. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know really how to speak to people properly. She doesn't know anything about friendships, doesn't know anything about relationships, nothing. She comes to Japan because she's going to school, and she's homeless because where she wants to stay, they're like, oh no, sorry, we're getting renovation and we're not having anyone live here anymore. She bumps into this older guy. I don't even know how old he is. He's not like in his 30s, but he's in his 20s. And like, he's gone to college, gone to school, like he's in a band now. He's in an adult life. This girl is in high school. She's young. Plus, she doesn't know, she's more of a child because she doesn't understand relationships or friendships or anything. Can't stress this enough. This is what makes this relationship so wrong. She instantly ends up living with him, and he only lives in a 1-bed flat. So, you know, and they end up in a relationship. I don't understand. It's just so ew. Like, don't get me wrong, she is sweet. But then, I just think him even allowing this relationship and them even living together, it's like Stockholm Syndrome. And don't get me wrong, at the start, he isn't like, I want to be with you. Like, it doesn't really initiate anything, but it quickly becomes to being, their relationship becomes a thing pretty quick. Like, it's not like he jumps her bone straight away. Like, it is, some people might class it as respectful, but it's just a no-go relationship. It's a no-go situation. I don't know why people like this manga. This is not a good romance. Oh my god. Okay, we are getting into the top 3 now. Oh no, we're in the top 2, and these are no-nos. There is nothing you can say in the comments that will persuade me to read these mangas. Now, my goodness, number 2 is horrific. It's so bad. And I question your judgment if you like this manga. I'm so sorry. And it is A Sweet First Time Before Love. Oh my god, I can't even believe the next line of the title. Okay, I'm sorry if I pronounced his name wrong, but the modest Atei-kun is only in heat for me. Okay, this is another spicy manga, but it is terrible. Terrible. It is about this 25-year-old virgin, and she just is a bit upset that she hasn't had a relationship and she hasn't had that moment with someone. She gets really drunk at a bar with her friend, and I think her friend's friend joins. He kind of relates to her because he's had like intimacy issues with women before. I won't go into it, but he's had problems in the bedroom, and that would be fine, okay? That would be fine if these two formed a romance because they both struggled, and then they can actually be together, have these experiences, and it be a good, positive experience. I'm all for that, brilliant. But what happens? She gets blackout drunk. This is their first time meeting. I don't even think she knows his name. They've never met before. All they know is that common friend who's gone. Her friend has gone off. He is like, I'm gonna take you home to yours because you're really drunk, you're incoherent. But then he's like, I don't know where she lives. So he takes her back to his and he sleeps with her. I'm sorry, but that's sexual assault. There is no other word for it. She is so drunk, and you can see how paralytic she is in the manga. It's not like oh no, she's just tipsy and they decide to form a relationship, because she's like, oh, I did sleep with him, but I don't really remember. And then he's like, tells her about his problems. So he's like, oh, I'd like to see you more. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep reading some chapters. And the whole time, this man is just obsessed with sleeping with her. Like, they can't even go out on a date, and he's like looking at her, and that's all he's thinking about, nothing else. And I can't deal with that. No, this is not a romance. This is a guy obsessed, and he doesn't care about her, and that's my feelings. Oh, I just hate it when, to be fair, with loads of these mangas, like the personality trait of, oh, I can't hold myself back. I hate that being a personality trait of a guy in mangas, and it happens so regularly that I do just breeze over it. But when it's repeatedly being like, oh, like, I need to be careful because I'm not going to be able to hold myself back, you can't trust me, like, I'm really struggling, and that becomes a thing with them, that is infuriating to me. And that happens in A Sweet First Time Before Love. Oh, it might get better, but the beginning, like, you only have 1 or 2 chances with me with the manga, and if they keep doing the same things, it is a drop in the bin. So before we get to the worst romance manga out there, we're gonna have 3 honourable mentions, and I'm scared because these are beloved. These are liked mangas. Well, at least number 1, I'm gonna say right now. I haven't officially dropped it, but I'm not actively reading it, and it is Maid-sama. I don't understand the fascination with the male lead. I think he's called Asui, and are we reading different things? He is literally a stalker. He stalks her, he bullies her. He's not like a proper bad bully, but he does like bully her slightly, and he does kind of assault her, and he is stalking her. She is actively being like, no, don't stalk me, and I just didn't see the love for him. Like, I know that this is a beloved manga, but I did not find their story cute or romantic in any way. Like, unless you like being stalked, then you go for it. I swear he gropes her as well. Like, the whole thing, I think he is really inappropriate, and he just ends up breaking her down. Like, she's instantly no, and he saves her in some situations, so she kind of sees him in a different light, but he still has those inappropriate behaviors. I'm just confused, and I don't see the appeal with him. I loved her, the female lead, I loved her, but him, no. So that romance is not romancing for me. Then we've got Defying Kurosaki-kun. I mean, what is going on? The male lead in this one, he is a walking red flag, and he is a bully, and he forces himself on the female lead as well. Like, maybe there's character development in there, but I am so on the fence with dropping it because he keeps doing inappropriate shit, and I don't want to read it, and it's frustrating me because I know she's going to end up with him. I know it's going to happen. The last honourable mention is Shared House Kitten Blue. This one is a potential DNF drop and a bad romance because maybe it's a good romance because they're both as bad as each other, this male lead and female lead. And I feel like at the start, the male lead like ropes her, he's a bit inappropriate with her. And then the female lead, she's just, yeah, she just does my head in a bit. And I feel like the romance between them is a bit bleh. I prefer the side stories going on in that story. So I think the romance manga isn't hitting, but I think it is the best one out of this whole video. Like, that's what I mean. It's not a drop yet and it's not labeled the worst yet. But I have been told by other people in my videos that it doesn't get better and I should drop it. So TBC on that one. Now, we are finally at number 1. The worst romance manga out there. Because the behaviour was so inexcusable. I don't know. This has so many volumes and it is Today Will Start Our Love. If you like this manga, please tell me why. Please. And I don't want excuses of character development. Like, this guy deserves to be in jail from the get-go. From the get-go. It follows this girl. She loves hairstyles. She loves like styling hair. And she is in school and she wants to be the smartest girl in the class, but she's not. And she ends up sitting next to the smartest guy in the class, but he's also a really horrible person. And what does he do straight away? He starts to bully her. She has plaits. He grabs her hair and is pulling it. He is literally assaulting her, being horrible. So what does she do to get him off her hair? She grabs some scissors and cuts his hair. So he lets go. I think this is warranted. She should have punched him, but instead she just cut his hair. Like, the scene reminded me of, you know, that Mrs. Trunchbull scene in Matilda where she grabs the pigtails and flings the girl. Like, he was grabbing her hair like he wanted to fling her. But then after she cuts his hair, he's like, you need to fix it and you need to pay with your body. But she takes that as, oh, I need to pay with my body. Well, I'm a hairstylist. So she goes out the back and she styles his hair into a really cool hairstyle. And he's embarrassed because she's being quite sweet with him. And he's like, that's not what I'm talking about when I said pay with your body. And he grabs her and forces a kiss on her. Steals her first kiss and does it without her consent. And then she's left upset and he's like, that's not the last of it, and walks away. Like, the line, you're gonna pay with your body? No. Get this man in jail. And you know what? I think the description of this manga, that like the synopsis when someone's being persuaded to buy this manga, is dog crap. And this is what makes it even worse, romance manga, because it's downplaying everything he does. I will read it to you. So it says, Kyoto requests that Tsubaki, and I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing the names wrong. Kyoto's the main guy and Tsubaki is the female lead. And so the guy says, pay me back with your body. But Tsubaki pays him back by fixing his hair and making it even shorter. Afterwards, Kyoto unexpectedly kisses her and swears he'll make her his woman. There's nothing unexpected about it. He forces himself. He knew what he was gonna do. Only unexpected to her. And the way he's like, he's gonna make her his woman. Like, yeah, okay, so he's gonna force her to give him her body. No. No, no, no. No. Come on. So that is a warranted first place no-go manga. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below, what are the worst romance mangas you have read? What are the mangas that you ward people off? Because I want to know, and people deserve to know. They deserve to have these warnings before reading these. Some of these are definitely not as bad as others, but I feel like they're all warranted for me to go in my 8 worst romance mangas and manhwas I have read. And I haven't read many manhwas, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more out there when I start reading more of them, because it is a genre that I'm exploring a bit more. So yeah, expect to see more of those videos on this channel. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.